Hey again, welcome back to Plan and Order. Welcome to part 2 of our 4th grade homeschool curriculum series. This one's all about what we'll call culture, character, and real life learning. Social studies, history, art, Spanish, and life skills is what we'll be covering. All right, so let's kick off with social studies. This year we're trying something new for social studies. So I have my geography notebook and social studies notebooks that will go if we need anything to write in. These are, half draw, half write. And social studies, I set up a little different because there's often more writing in the general social studies aspect of social studies curriculum, where geography, tends to be a lot of like drawing for like map work and stuff. As for the curriculum, this is what the kid will get. So it's laid out in a really kid-friendly newspaper, and it covers California history. And since the overarching theme is our state, it opens us up to some really great field trips that we can plan through the year. So this is what the newsletter looks like. Okay, this gave me crazy scholastic vibes. That's probably why I was so excited when I first saw it, because it made me think of when you get those little scholastic flyers with all the books to look at when you were in school. And it goes over usually between 7 and 9 articles, and basically a section is an article. So this would be like article 1, article 2, 3, 4, 5, can't see down here, and then 6 and 7. Okay, so that's what the kids would see. And then this is the teacher's guide. Okay, so the teacher's guide, it goes through, all the standard kind of stuff that you would see like in a teacher's guide, what it includes, resources, that sort of thing. Now, I have to tell you, I don't have online access to this curriculum, and I think that is one of the resources that is maybe heavily touted throughout. So I just ignore anything that it refers to that, but it's not something that I have access to, just the newsletters and the teacher manual. So when you actually get into the weekly newsletter from the teacher's side, then it breaks, it has a summary, goes over the standards, breaks everything down, gives you guiding questions, weekly objectives, learning intention. It just kind of goes through and hits on everything. It goes over the vocabulary that you're going to have, pre-assessment, formative assessment. There is so much that comes with this curriculum. I don't even think we're going to use everything that comes with this curriculum, but it's there if you wanted to. Then it gives you the weekly assessment. Basically, these are the answers, the question and the answers. It shows you what the newsletter is going to look like. Then it breaks it down by article. So this is article 1, lenses of social studies. So then it would go through article 1. I mean, it gives you the word count, everything, vocabulary, learning intention. Like, I know that there's certain things I'm going to focus on when we're doing our lessons, but until it's in practice, like, I'm gonna just really make this work for our family. I'm not gonna know what works or what doesn't work until we get pretty hands-on. After the end of every article, there is an assessment, and it's usually just like a couple of questions. This one is 3 questions. So that's every article. So every article has this breakdown, the lesson plan, everything. Tells you if you need a graphic organizer. And then after you do all the articles, which this one had 7, then you would give the assessment that it shows in the beginning. Then that's when this assessment would be given, because this covers all the articles, where the article assessments are just a couple of questions that cover just the article that you read, or articles that you read if you do more than one. And so that's really the layout through this whole curriculum. Every week they get a newsletter, and you read and go over that newsletter, and then do the lessons within the teacher's manual. Oh, and this is a hefty curriculum, because I needed 2 binders to be able to fit all 36 weeks of lessons in here. So yeah, she's chunky. All right, for history, we're planning on doing Curiosity Chronicles Ancient History. And so with this, this is the teacher's guide. This is the student's guide. Then this is the textbook, essentially. And then we have our history notebook. And this one is half and half, with vocabulary in the back. And so this is a new curriculum for us. It's story-based. It's told through these 2 characters. This concept alone is new for us. It's intriguing to me. I feel like Arya's going to take to it well, but I guess time will tell. One of the big selling points for this curriculum for us is that they have Minecraft builds built in to the lessons. And my little is really big on Minecraft, so she's like, when we got this, she's like, can I start it now? And I was like, no, you have to wait. You have to wait till we start school for 4th grade. But she was just like ready. But like, yeah, I think it's it's not every single lesson, but I want to say it's about every other lesson. There's a Minecraft build where they're building something that's being covered with whatever you just read. And so she's really excited about that. This covers timelines, which I did have to buy something separate called Ted's Timeline, but we actually have a timeline book that I want to say it's from School Nest. I'm not really sure, that we've had since kindergarten, and I can see being able to just use that or any other timeline that you have, to be honest with you, and you could probably make do with that. I want to say this was like really, really cheap though. Like, I want to say it was like $1.99 or something like that, for the Ted's Timeline. So we just got that, and then we did have to get the audiobook because we couldn't get this through our resource library. And we do like to do the audiobook with history, especially if we're doing hands-on activities, because she likes it when I jump in and kind of get dirty with her. Like if we're working with clay or something like that, then we can just put it on and work on the project like at the same time while we're listening. And so I think there's some sample schedules where it really kind of goes over you know, how you could break these lessons up in your week, whether or not you want to have long lessons or short lessons. I thought that was really helpful. Ironically enough, I didn't pick one of these. I kind of did a hybrid of it, to be honest with you. And I think I'm going to do a video where I go over my schedule and how we broke all this down, because I haven't been consistent, and I apologize, with sharing like how we're going to break this down in a schedule. I know the last video there were some curriculums that I said like, oh, we'll do it 3 days a week, and this, you know, but I wasn't consistent. I'm pretty sure I didn't hit everyone. So I think I'll just pull out my planner, just share the scheduling that way. Next up is art. And we are sticking with artistic pursuits. We switched to this curriculum for 3rd grade using volume 1. And this year we're going to use volume 2. We are matching them up with whatever we're using, whatever is time period is being covered in history. So because we're doing ancient civilizations in our history, you know, we're matching it up with the art of the ancients in this curriculum. And so it comes with the videos. Then it gives you the breakdown, because you don't watch a video with every single lesson, right? So this is just going to go over materials and all this stuff. And then the first lesson starts, you're going to watch video 1. The second lesson, no video. It doesn't until lesson 3, then you get into video 2. And so you're not going to watch a video every single time. But we've been using this volume 1 for 3rd grade, and yeah, Arya absolutely loves this curriculum. And I'm just really excited that, you know, this is going to pair up with our history as well. So this is what we are using for art. All right, Spanish. We're definitely sticking with See It and Say It flip-flop Spanish. We've been using this for a few years now. My tissue used to erase the board, the paddle board game is one of Arya's favorite things to do. Yeah, she loves this curriculum. I mean, just absolutely loves it. I love this curriculum. I don't see this curriculum going anywhere, because even as she advances, I mean, it's just so easy to like whip out some cards and then just you know, have review or something like that. So yeah, this is a big winner in my book when it comes to Spanish. We are adding to it this year though. So we are going to add getting started with Spanish. And this is Well-Trained Mind recommendation. And I seem to really like their stuff. It's very slow and easy paced, like very, 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 like this is lesson 1, the articles, like that's it. So I think doing this alongside See It, Say It, flip-flop Spanish is going to be just fine. I don't think it's going to be overwhelming at all. You know, eventually you start learning a word a day and then what it means. And then I'll just have her write it in her Spanish notebook. And I think what I'm going to do, again, until I'm in practice, I'm not really sure. But I think what I'm going to do is have her write like the word of the day, the Spanish version, and then the English version, and then just like fill these lists up. And then eventually you get into exercises, and then she can do that on the second half as we fill it out. Because we also use this for flip-flop Spanish, because as she got older, she would be putting sentences together with the cards that come with flip-flop Spanish. And as she got older, she started writing those sentences out. So not just building them with the cards and saying them, then it was building them with the cards, saying them, and then writing them out. And so we have a Spanish notebook from 3rd grade that she had been using for that. So now this will carry us through 4th grade. All right, for life skills and health, we have a couple new things and we have a couple old things. So we're going to continue working through the Care of Keeping You 1. If we work through this, then we'll get to and we'll go through that as well. And we're going to continue working through Heart and Mind. And there's also another level to this for ages, I want to say 10 and 11, or it could be 9 and 10. I'm not sure. But if we go through this, then we'll get the next level up. but we're still very slowly working through this. And then we're still going to keep working through this Start to Cook, which I went over in what we use for 3rd grade, because we've been using all 3 of these for 3rd grade, and we love them. We just go slow. One of the problems that I have is we do all the life skills and health stuff on Friday, and by Friday we're so tapped out, we just like very slowly make it through things. And that's why I feel like these curriculums take a little bit of a hit. But as she gets older, you know, these skills are going to be really important to learn. And as homeschoolers, we have the advantage to really hone in on these sort of things. So I definitely want to take advantage of that and really make it more of a priority this year. So that's a goal of mine, is making that a much bigger priority. So 2 of the new things that we're adding is life skill for kids. So we'll make our way through this book. And then also growth mindset workbook for kids. And so we'll make our way through this book as well, kind of going over what a growth mindset is. And I'm really kind of excited for this book because my daughter's personality type, like she can feel defeated very easily. And so I kind of just want to see if we can, you know, switch her mindset around to be maybe a little bit more optimistic and, you know, viewing mistakes as part of learning and a necessary part of learning. And I'm hoping this book will help in that area. All right, one last thing that's new to us this year that we are kind of tacking on to our Fridays life skills type of situation is Simply Charlotte Mason Presents Your Business Math Series. This is the Pet Store Student Kit. They do have other ones. This is another one my daughter like cannot wait to do. So she already created like her sign, and we haven't even started this yet. But this is, sorry, I lost my train of thought when I saw her artwork. They have other versions. I want to say sports store and or bookstore, but my daughter loves animals, so we went with the pet store. And this is a curriculum that's really going to kind of walk them through what it would be like starting your own business, right? Create your logo, order inventory, right? And it's going to walk her through these, recording inventory, you know, tracking it all, making price tags. I mean, it really walks them through every little part of what you would need to create a startup. Ledger entries. I mean, it goes into balancing like bookkeeping and taxes and everything, filling orders. I mean, yeah, we're excited for this. And yeah, this is going to be added to our life skills section. That's how we're approaching what we're calling culture, character, and real life skills. If you're using anything similar or have a favorite resource in these areas, definitely let me know. I always love hearing what's working for others. And I'll be back soon with a part 3 where we're going to wrap up this series with our STEM subjects. So thank you. If you like this, feel free to leave me a comment with any questions you have. I try to be very good with getting back to those who have questions, because I honestly love helping people when it comes to figuring out if a curriculum could be good for them or not, because researching curriculum is probably one of my favorite things to do. I mean, multiple times a year, I load my car up with different curriculums and I read through them all to try to see what would be a best fit for my learner. And so along the way, maybe I've read something that could be a good fit for your learner as well. And I'd be happy to, you know, have these discussions with people. So yeah, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and thank you so much. Have a good one.